This summer, I'm joining ASICS for a handful of stops on the Move Your Mind tour. Next up is a visit to my friends at A Runner's Mind. So it's time to hop on a plane and head west. This is a runner's weekend in San Francisco.
Yo, what's going on? Just landed in San Francisco. I'm going to be here for a very short amount of time, less than 36 hours total. I'm here for a group run tomorrow with A Runner's Mind as part of the Move Your Mind tour. Super excited about it. But right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop on a bus and go meet up with my friends, Frank and Dario, and go for a run.
Frank and Dario are members of WeRunSF, a run club that meets at the back step of the Hyatt Regency downtown. One of the club members works there, and so they were able to arrange for a meeting space and a secure location to drop bags for every time the group meets.
Hi, how are you?
I originally met Frank in Boston this year when he came to the Rabbit Shakeout. And when he heard I was coming to town, he invited me to join their group run. There was a 3-mile and a 5-mile option that evening, and a lot of runners there were starting their taper for the San Francisco Marathon coming up in a couple weekends. The route would be a tourist-friendly route for my benefit, with lots of stops for photos and to let me see the sights.
All right, so we're about a mile into the run, and I was struggling at first because there was a lot of uphill to get here in Chinatown. But now we've been on a nice, very long, gradual downhill, and it's been so much fun.
Another person who messaged me when they learned I was coming to San Francisco was Dario. He and I met during the Chicago Marathon several years ago, and we ran a bunch of miles together and have continually bumped into each other in a variety of other cities during race weekends ever since.
Okay, we're gonna run up Lombard Street. This is wild.
So the safest thing is to go on the sides.
Okay.
There are, once the segment is on the surface of the road.
Okay.
So we're gonna try that.
The walk up to the famous twisty part of Lombard Street was pretty intense. Some people ran, but I definitely had to walk it. And then, after another quick group photo, we were off and running uphill.
All right, we're doing this segment. Alright guys, so we ran up Lombard Street, took a photo at Joyride Square. Now we're heading through Fisherman's Wharf. Alcatraz is over there, and I'm told that behind all that fog is the Golden Gate Bridge.
After the run, we all went to check out a new pizza place that had just opened up near the Run Club meeting spot. Joyride Pizza has multiple locations in the area, and while it claims to be a Detroit-style pizza place, given that it's based in San Francisco, it ends up being an interesting California take on the Four Corners. And my verdict is that after a run, it's absolutely delicious. Good morning. It is a little bit after 6 a.m. here on a Thursday in San Francisco. I'm waiting for my friends Leona and Terrence to come pick me up because we're gonna go for another run. Leona and Terrence brought me down to the Embarcadero for the morning run. Leona had a speed work session that she wanted to get done, so she took off and Terrence and I headed south along the water. I don't remember when I first met Terrence or Leona, but it was probably at a shakeout at CIM a few years ago. The last time I was in San Francisco, they also took me out for a run and a coffee, and now I feel like I see them multiple times per year in other cities for marathons. I've been to San Francisco many times, but somehow I'd never run this part of the Embarcadero before. And with the gorgeous sunshine we had that morning, it was a great time to log some miles and catch up with friends. Now, I'm going to go on a little adventure before I grab lunch. I'm gonna head over to see the Painted Ladies. But I do want to tell you about what I did yesterday when I first got here, even before my run. Right next to this hotel, like a block down, is a thing called Japan Center. It's basically just a mall, and it was full of Japanese restaurants and other things that definitely reminded me of my time in Tokyo. After taking a quick lap around the mall to get a lay of the land, I stopped into a store to pick up some souvenirs for my kids. My younger daughter loves charms and keychains, and there were so many options to choose from. Then, I got some food at the takoyaki spot. It's a street food of savory dough balls filled with octopus. Sounds kind of weird, but it is so delicious. Next, I tried my luck at the Claw Arcade, and just like when I was in Japan, it was visually overwhelming, but I came up empty. And finally, I went to the Blind Bag Arcade to pick up some more surprises for the kids. Everything that had a Kirby as an option was sold out, but I was able to spend my tokens and get some things I thought the kids would like. I feel like I come up here every time I visit San Francisco, but I enjoy it so much every time I come up here. The view is beautiful. There's a lot of nostalgia here, both from picnics that I've had with my daughter when she was a toddler, and also just from growing up in the 90s, watching TV.
Now I'm going to head on to another bus, and I'm gonna try to find a pizza place that Leona recommended. It's up in North Beach. It's called Tony's. She says it's pretty good. I got to Tony's about 15 minutes before it opened, and there was already a line to get in. Now, when Leona recommended the spot, I thought it was just a neighborhood place that she knew because she had grown up in the neighborhood. But it turns out that Tony's is an award-winning pizzeria. Like, it won awards for pizza in Italy. They have pies of a variety of styles, including New Jersey, but I felt like I had to try their award-winningest margarita. And I was not disappointed. Just finished the pizza there. It was worth the wait. There was a long line before the place opened up, but got through it quickly. The pizza came out quickly, sat at the bar. It was absolutely lovely. Highly recommend. Now, I know I just came from eating an entire pizza by myself, but I got a message from my friend Jacob, and he's like, "You're staying in Japantown, there's a place you gotta try, Marufuku Ramen. Let's go see if I got any room in this belly for some noodles." Now, for the most part, I'm a vegetarian, but every once in a while I make exceptions, so I'm pretty flexible, and technically I guess you would say I'm a pescatarian because I have seafood. And a big reason for me having seafood is because of ramen. The best broths have at least some element of seafood and or meat in them. So when it comes to ramen broths, I make an exception. And that's because, from my experience, the most disappointing ramen broths are the purely vegetarian ones. But the veggie ramen at Marufuku was savory and deeply flavored. I was so pleasantly surprised. And had I not just eaten an entire pizza immediately prior, I definitely would have been finishing the entire piping hot bowl. After eating 2 lunches, I definitely took a nap for a little while in the hotel room. Wasn't intending on it, but I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I suppose it's a good thing. Now though, I'm gonna head over to the ASICS event at a runner's mine, but we're gonna do one super exciting thing, at least to me, before we get there. I'm gonna meet with Dario, and we're gonna try a driverless taxi.
Sunlight, sunlight, is it in the way you're moving? What's heaven like when you're like that? Is it in the way you're moving?
From the moment I got into San Francisco, I had noticed the Waymo cars with the spinning cameras on top. We encountered several on the run the day before, and Dario was telling me how he regularly takes them to work. I was pretty skeptical about how safe this thing would be, but there are screens that let you see what the car is seeing, and it's remarkable. It can tell if a pedestrian is on a scooter, or even if it's wearing a backpack. And it shows you different sizes and shapes for different cars it sees along the road. There's a button you can press in case the car does something wacky, and it puts you in touch with the person right away. And there's also a button if things are getting too sketchy and you just want the thing to pull over safely and let you out. Other than that, in the short ride I had, the thing drove very well. I'm thoroughly impressed. So everyone around here just thinks this is normal, pretty much?
Yes.
Yeah, so like...
mostly the tourists, when they see that, they're like, what? How do I get into one of them?
That's what I've been doing the whole time I've been here.
Yeah. I used to be apprehensive as a runner to cross in front of them, but that thing on the top will tell you it's yielding for you. Oh, it does? Oh, okay. An image of a pedestrian crossing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's its way to communicate with people.
Oh, nice.
It's a summer and it just feels so right. So take your time.
is well behaved. It is well behaved. I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
Please make sure it's clear before entering.
All right. Thanks for the ride. That was. I did. Is it gonna go somewhere else? Does it just hang out here? Is it waiting for me to get away from it or anything? Oh, there we go. And bye. Bye.
Cash 22 반복되는 삶 what to do Cash 22 눈치채자마자 it's no use.
Now that I've been living in the suburbs for a couple of years, I am coming to appreciate high-performing run specialty like Runner's Mind so much more. Not only do they have an incredibly wide selection of brands and models of running shoes to choose from, but they also have apparel from the newest brands like Bandit, as well as all the consumables that I regularly need to stock up on. I wish we had a store this good back in my hometown. Outside, the team was getting the shoe demos ready. I've never seen so many Super Blast 2s in one place before, and people quickly started getting fitted and ready for the group run.
I don't need a real watch cause my time's lined up and I like a little sweet like it's Dulce. Shooting for the stars, all I gotta do is aim. I was barely starting out, now you even know my name. Gave up everything to run for the one that I want to be done. 151 cause I run 51.
Doing a different route tonight. We're going to be running just directly down Lake Street. So Sacramento to Lake Street. We'll do a little lollipop when we get to 28th or so, I think it is. And then go around. I know the route, don't worry, just follow me, I promise. But for anybody who does not want to do 4.5 miles, it is essentially an out and back. And so if you want to turn around at any point, please feel free to just turn around and come back. Do not feel obligated to do 4.5 miles. Most importantly, test the shoes. Thanks for being out here tonight. We have a full...
Starting the run.
Wanna watch the timeline, draw the limelight, kept to beat the weight of right on a new height. Fighting my demons in the daylight. Many times I've been told wildfire losing battle, throwing the
Hey,
tail.
Leona. How are ya? The pizza, by the way? Yeah. The pizza was so good. Oh, yeah. It was so good.
Cash 22 반복되는 삶 what to do Cash 22 눈치채자마자 it's no use Cash 22 이건 무리수야 Cash 22 still I gotta make a move no breaks heart stays pedal to the metal.
Dario was telling me that this is a slow street, which means that they close it off except for local traffic. So it's a little bit more feasible to kind of run in the middle of the road like this. But this is really cool. I like that they do this.
Not recently.
Makes for a nice quiet neighborhood too. It's awesome.
Yeah, sunny days, no clouds in the sky, but I get away, feels like it's been a freaking decade.
All right, guys, we made it back. I think it's burrito time. Look at all this line for burritos.
Sorry, don't call me 'cause I'm gonna be on bread.
Back at the shop, ASICS had giveaways of water bottles, towels, tour t-shirts, and tote bags. And inside there were burritos and beers. The weather in San Francisco was absolutely perfect for enjoying post-run endorphins and selfies.
Never only spending chat, I wish I could do this forever. Chilling with the hottest company. They all wanna welcome me to their private penthouse suite. Yeah, now I got the key. Rooftop.
All right, that's it. We took all the selfies, ate all the burritos, tried on all the shoes. Next stop, well, first I'm gonna go home, but next week I'm heading out to Austin. We're gonna do it all again. First though, let's take another driverless taxi.